Connors on American Media News. We are back here on our third segment of the night. Whew. Yeah, here comes the part that that's really going to suck even more. Let me find this for you here real quick.
I believe that their intent was to kill. I truly do. And the proof of that is him putting his hands up. If they didn't want to kill him and he had his hands up, he'd still be alive. I believe that there was intent here. Now, why do I say that? Why would I go out on a limb and say that he was a target and that they weren't having any plans to take him alive?
Okay. Want to pause you there. Now, this man is going to give you at the time, hopefully he's going to watch this show, but he's going to give you his reasoning of why LaVoy Finicum was shot. You ready? And then I'm going to give you mine.
I believe it could be because of this. Go ahead and roll this clip.
Rick.
We all remember this.
I, for one, am sick of being spied on. This is a great day for me personally. Oh, man. That's all we need to do. Job's done. Let's go get the other one.
They're just sitting there with magnets and plugged in. It's a magnet base and plugs. It is directional. I'm sure that they can just replace this and put it back to working.
Yep. Well, we'll take it down again.
Take it down again.
We'll take it down again. We're here for the long haul. All right. I'll bet you we can go down there and circle around, and whoever's leading out, tell me where to go next.
LaVoy, will you just tell us what's happening out here?
We're taking down the surveillance cameras. And
how'd you find out about the cameras?
they were reported to us. Trucks came out here and put them up, and it says they're putting up surveillance cameras, and so.
Just stand and turn it in the light so I can see it in the light. Your shadow body should go. There we go. Show the other side. Those aren't cheap.
No, this is not an inexpensive camera. It's very nice. Probably they can control it, what they want to look at. I'm sure it has a nice
we all saw this, most of us. Hundreds of thousands and thousands of people.
Sure.
I know that.
Now, as you can see in this clip, LaVoy Finicum was tipped off to the fact that the FBI was putting in spy cameras to spy on the protesters. Again, we are patriots. We like limited government. We don't like surveillance. We don't like any of this NSA crap. None of it. We don't like our emails being read. We don't like our phone calls being listened to. And so you know what? God bless him for climbing up that pole and removing those spy cameras. Because I would have done it, and anybody else would have done it too. Now, I believe that this was retaliation for LaVoy Finicum climbing up those poles, knocking down those cameras, and then talking about it. And then, I wouldn't say taunting the FBI, but basically saying, if you continue to do and play these stupid games, we're going to continue to do this as well. And I believe that happened about a week before, I think the 15th of January, which was just about a week before he was killed. And I believe that this was a situation in which this was intentional.
I'm going to agree with the intentional part, but I do not agree with the reason why. Well, why not, Mr. Mark Connors? Because what I'm going to play for you is LaVoy Finicum's last interview. And like I said, some people have heard this, but most of you all haven't. I mean, I hadn't. It took a little while to get to me. And like I said, when I heard what I heard, it made me sick. Not going to have the phones open at all at this time, folks. I think that everybody should just be quiet and listen very carefully to the next segment. I'm going to close this segment here very shortly because I'm going to need that full 15 minutes for you guys to listen to what LaVoy Finicum heard and said,
to say that, how dare you remove our spy cameras? How dare you remove our equipment? How dare you remove our ability to spy on you? And I believe that that may have been the main motive for LaVoy Finnegan's shooting. Now, I want to finish this segment with a couple of things here. Number one, as I said earlier, we have a situation in which we have a grainy image, an aerial footage image. And we're expected to just keep our mouths shut and say, he had a gun, and that's the end of it. Move on, go home, retreat from the refuge, and go about your lives. That's not how it works, okay? Bottom line is this. Governor Kate Brown signed into law HB 2571 on June 25, 2015.
correct.
This law requires law enforcement agencies to establish policies and procedures for use and retention of recordings from cameras worn upon police officers' person to record officers' interactions with the public. Okay? That's what HB 2571 was passed. By the way, overwhelmingly, I think only one legislator voted against it.
Listen
It was
very
like 50 to
carefully,
1,
people. Listen
okay?
very carefully.
So they passed this law. Now, it said that they required them in this law. Release the body imaging now. Release the body imaging now. There is no doubt in my mind that the Oregon police that were wearing these things have these images. They have these images. Why aren't they releasing these images? And to Special Agent in charge of Oregon standoff, Greg Bretzing, who, by the way, was under investigation in 2011 for national security breaches, fraud, and corruption charges in Salt Lake City, Utah. You, sir, are a tyrant, because you are the one that set everything up. Then you had FBI agents infiltrate the refugee and the protesters. Then you had them go into local areas of Burns, Oregon, and cause havoc and mayhem. Now, why did you do that? Very simple. To get the townspeople to turn against the protesters. Meanwhile, the protesters were peaceful. The patriots were peaceful. It was the FBI informants, the undercover guys, that were causing all the havoc on purpose.
Undercover guys?
To get the people of Burns
What undercover
to turn
guys?
on the people that were out there at the refuge and the protesters. See? You're not going to hear that anywhere else but here. Okay? Now, what I'm calling for, anybody watching this video, I am calling for you, I am asking you to do this. I am calling for you to contact Governor Kate Brown at 503-378-4582. 503-378-4582. Tell her you want an independent investigation. Tell her that you want an independent autopsy done on LaVoy Finnegan's body. And tell her to release the body imaging videos and to do it now. You can also call Representative Greg Walden, who is the representative for that district. His number in Washington is 202-225-5774, 202-225-5774, or you can go to contactingthecongress.org, contactingthecongress.org, or you can call Sheriff David Ward, who, by the way, used to work for the Bureau of Land Mismanagement. You can call him at 541-573-6156.
Now, wait a minute there, bro. We have been, and I want to thank the Josh Bernstein Show, Josh Bernstein, for his opinions. And I do want to say that they are opinions. And that's what we do on, the show is we share people's opinions and their thoughts and their, all that good stuff. Now, I am going to start the next segment, and I'm going to start right off with what I'd like for you folks to hear. Sit down. Be ready for at least a half an hour sitting down, listening very closely, and shitting bricks. Because, yeah, I'm speechless, folks. I'm serious. I don't even know what to say. Other than, this is Mark Connors, coming to you live from Burbank Studios, Los Angeles, California. You can watch our show every day, Monday through Friday, from 7 to 9. Now, we're going to be having a morning show coming up here really soon also, folks, on The Connors Report. That is The Connors Report. T-H-E, Connors, C-O-N-N-O-R-S, report.com. Okay, guys, we'll be right back after this. Catch us on the next one. And don't forget to check out our videos on YouTube every night. You can see what we did for the day, the news, and all that fun stuff. All right, guys, we'll be right back.